So won't you take me?
You're listening to WeP3 Radio and the Foxhole Radio Network. Currently playing
Down the river,
Jack Yoder, Red River Blues.
leave me here and let me clear my head. And in the morning, when you wake up, before a word is said, remember
You got it!
Trucker. Tom Cruise, roll out. You're watching or listening to We Got Your 6 at 6 Patriot Playtime. We are We the People, the People's Patriot Project.
To put your skill set, your thoughts, and ideas, or want to help continue the mission, you have come to the right place. We are the People's Patriot Project, and we are the shock and awe when it comes to meeting the needs of our veterans and first responders. We are dealing with a new enemy in today's world where the wounds are not always seen. We want you to be a part of this mission in saving lives and making a difference. Welcome to We Got Your 6 at 6 Patriot Playtime. Here's the WeP3 Team bringing in today's best heroes hits in the boots on the ground organizations that are saving lives. And as always, Patriot Pride.
Left, your left, hey. Left, right, your left. You got it!
Trucker.
Good evening. It's Andrea Eichmann here with the People's Patriot Project. You are all here to join us with our We Got Your 6 at 6 show that we do Sunday evenings at 1800 Central Time. I just this is a memento from a little trip down to a town called Thibodaux in Louisiana. And it's weird that it fits me like a witch's hat. And I'm sure some of you don't want to agree with me because I'll find you in your sleep. So anyway, we are bringing you an amazing show tonight. As we do every week, we bring a guest, and many times we bring a new artist, and we share all the good and sometimes not so good things going on in our world. This week, we have some super amazing guests. We have got Jenna Carlton with the Millennial Veteran, and Jess Frewer, who is bringing us music tonight. I have some messages for you that I'll be sharing later in the evening. Please stay tuned. Share your thoughts and ideas, comments with us. Be nice or don't, but be prepared. All right. We will be sharing with you what the People's Patriot Project has been up to, but we're going to focus on our guests. We know why we get to do this, you guys. Thank you to the service members and first responders that have committed their time, sweat, blood, limbs, family, and life to give us the freedoms that we have that allow us to do what we do daily. And before we get started with the rest of our show, we ask that you take off your hats, stand, cover your heart, and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. And as we finish that up.
What is going on? We are here. Oh, Lordy. Did we lose someone? No, we didn't. We got them all here. We just all in the wrong order right now. What the heck's going on? We are here. It's April 7th, the day before everyone gets shipped off to space because the eclipse is going to consume us and life will be changed and different. And oh my gosh, what an amazing. Do we got someone else coming in here? Oh, we got Mr. Kinzer coming in.
Yay!
Bring him in. We bring him in. We'll put him. Greetings, Mr. Kinzer. Thanks for being here, brother.
Evening.
Look at our amazing panel of amazing people. Gosh. And we've got a ton of people coming in from outside to say hi and be involved here. And sorry, some of the buttons aren't moving as fast as we'd like to, but contagion effect. Mr. Mello's in the house. Thank you, brother. I'm going to say he's pretty much responsible for having Miss Carlton here with us. He gave us recently gave me one of her get through your transition process. We'll hear more about that here in a second. We heard Andrea talk about all her pieces. Mr. Derek Iozio, who always has to kindly remind us that he's from El Paso because I ungraciously always forget. Hey, there's a link. One of us will get the link to you if you're interested. But you can share who you are so we can give you the call out you deserve or want to deserve, or if you want to just be that person. Good to have Vet Chats. That's a new one for us. Thank you for being here. And if let us know more. Tell us more. We'd like to engage and let you be part of all the love that we do and the pieces that we do. Thank you for being here. I don't think I'm forgetting anyone. I mean, Bourbon Battle Buddies is with us all the time. And Mr. Daniels is in the house as usual. And we'll hear from more, I'm confident. I mean, there's some of those characters I'm sure will be trickling in and trickling out. And but we appreciate all that that come on and be part of this and are with us every Saturday. You are absolutely correct, Mr. Mello. Everyone needs to get their hands on the Veterans Workbook, and we'll let Ms. Carlton talk about that here in a brief moment. Mr. Crochet.
Yes.
It's time for the news, bro.
All right. I was just waiting for my cue. That's all. So we didn't have. I'd say we didn't have a lot going on in the news. I didn't grab a lot out of the news this week. So it'll be brief. But April is the month of the military child. On average, a military child will move 6 to 9 times in the middle of a school year before graduating. It's estimated that since 2001, 2 million military children have gone through a parent being deployed. Approximately 1.2 million people currently serving or on active duty grew up as military children. And 80% of these military kids are attending school in the United States. 1/3 of all military kids attending school will show behavior such as anxiety, crying, or worrying while at school. These are extraordinary children, to say the least. They've known sacrifice and hardship for most of their lives, and by the time they have reached adulthood, take a moment today, and anytime really, and recognize the sacrifices that they've made, because the serviceman or woman are not the only ones making sacrifices. April 9 is National Former POW MIA Recognition Day. Former POW Recognition Day is a day that, while not as well known as National POW MIA Recognition Day, is just as important. The word former is the key to remembering the major difference between these two events that are honored every year on their respective days. The late Senator John McCain is a former POW. His memory and the memories of many others who came home from POW camps are on the minds of those who observe both holidays. And there are troops still unaccounted for to this day who should be remembered in the same manner as those who came home. On National Former Prisoner of War Recognition Day, we honor the more than 500,000 American warriors captured while protecting our way of life. We pay tribute to these patriots for their unwavering and unrelenting spirit. In every major conflict in our nation's history, American POWs have stared down our enemies, knowing that at any moment their captors might torture them yet again or even kill them. These patriots, however, knew that they were fighting for something much larger than individual survival. They persevered for the sake of their fellow POWs, comrades in arms, families, and ultimately their country. The National League of POW MIA Families approved the current flag in 1972. And that's it for the news. But this one, this particular POW MIA Day, I mean, it holds significant meaning. But I think after our show with, God, I have had a terrible time remembering names today. But I'm sorry, I'm not going to remember that right now. We had a former POW on our show and interviewed her, and it was from the time frame that I was in, and it just
Miss Jessica Lynch.
Yes, Miss Jessica Lynch. That's her. Thank you, Mark. After hearing her stories and conversating with her, it means a little more to me, I believe. But anyways, that's the news.
Thank you for sharing, brother. We got each other's back, man. When I have brain moments all the time, so Miss Eichmann has learned to like ventriloquist me half the time and just speak the words and speak the stuff and get it out there. So we got you, bro. We got you. A lot of great people coming in, stepping in. Mr. Scotty Frazier in the house. Good to see you, brother. He's got an event coming up. Was it this last weekend or is it next weekend? I think it was this weekend down in Houston. We got Jason Steiner coming in with Hero Stock. We've got, make sure, Mr. Petrie in the house, the blood running force of the group down in Louisiana that's getting stuff done down there with Jonathan. An amazing crew of people. I sadly had a little quote I wanted to say, but I lost it in all this stuff. Too much stuff going through the feeds right now, but good to have everyone here. Thank you. We've got Mr. Now, help me with the pronunciation of your last name, Jess. Is it a free word or a free word?
Free word, yes.
Free word.
Yeah.
I just spent a week down in Louisiana, and every word I said, they corrected me. And so, it is what it is. And I'm not confident that they are the driving force of the lingual processes of the United States, but I appreciate them nonetheless.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here, Jess. We're going to hear his amazing craft and music here coming up. And then the amazing gift, Miss Jenna Carlton is here as well. Thank you for being here, Jenna. Tell us about your service, who you are, and what your mission is. We'll go with Jenna first.
All right. So I was in the Navy. I was in from 2013 to 2017, and I did weather. I was a weather girl, weather guesser, and I was on aircraft carrier. I got to go on a few different other ships as well. One of my favorite highlights was going to Fleet Week in New York City. That was a lot of fun. I got to be behind home plate at a Brewers Mets game, which was great. My dad saw me on TV. He still got it taped. But I did a deployment over to the Middle East, and it was very memorable. Yeah.
And what mission? What are you working on? What's your mission right now?
Absolutely. So I really started my community trying to get younger veterans involved. People like myself who've only done 1 or 2 terms and got out. And I've noticed a lot of people who've done that don't consider themselves veterans, which is sad to hear because, younger veterans have the highest suicide rate. That first year after you get out is one of the hardest times, and statistically one of the highest times that our veterans commit suicide. So really my goal is to bring younger veterans into the community, show them how great it is that they're supported and have access to so many resources.
And what resource? Tell us about some of the resources while you're at it.
Sure. So I do a lot on Instagram in true millennial fashion, and just kind of talk about the nuance, the emotional pieces behind transition, how you feel like you don't belong anywhere, you feel lost, that sort of thing. And then I also kind of compiled all of this into the veteran workbook, which I call it a workbook because veterans are mostly guys and they like to do work but it's a journal. It's a lot about reflecting on yourself, on your service, on what you went through and where you want to go. It helps you plan your future and really decide what you want to make out of this next chapter in your life.
So as I'm working through this workbook, and I do think everyone eats their cereal a different way sometimes. It's something you pick the bowl up and you drink it, or you take the spoon, or you just reach in the bag, or whatever. And I found like some of the stuff was, for lack of a better word, rudimentary. And again, that's not an attack. It's just like, okay. And the piece that I wanted is, do you have an electronic version of this where I can type it in rather than read it and ruin the book, so to speak?
Yeah. I send out a free copy, a digital copy, if anybody wants one. Send me an email. Yeah, I'll definitely send you one. I don't have any way to do that through Amazon yet. Maybe in the future, I think that would be good. But it's really just a PDF copy, so it might give you trouble filling in the blanks.
So I like to create, like, when I'm doing and learning and even exploring, I like to write my own notes. And so I felt like so I've got all these yellow Post-it notes here hanging out there, and that's because I want to expound a little bit more. I mean, it's a great tool. It helps me to reflect, and I think that's an important piece. Some people have a lot more to reflect in certain areas than others. I noticed that, and some of it's like a quick jump in and you're done. I like how you kind of give the instruction in it to set a time, a space and time daily, and make that part of the plan, part of the schedule, part of, I'm going to do this every day. I don't have that time and space, but I carry it with me in my lunchbox. And when I look at it and I have like an extra 5 minutes, I get in there and I'm like, okay, what can I learn from myself today? And that's the greatest piece about this is it's kind of just a framework of learning about yourself. How are you relating to your world? And to me, I appreciate that you're doing this for veterans, but anyone can take this book. I know it's about post-service, but this is about getting through your day and how you're functioning in your day, through your day. I mean, I think that actually has a place in everyone's lives a little bit. Reflect on what can you do better, A, B, plus, negative. Even after our last event, we created our +3, -3. We actually do that on all of our events. So it's not about focusing on anything that's negative. Every event, I'm going to put this out there. Every event that we've done, there's been something negative that has happened. But I'm going to let you also know that no one on earth knows that something negative has happened. And we keep that close to our hearts so you guys can see the amazing work everyone else has done. We can handle that. That's the job we're in. We're in the job of the shock and awe, and we make sure that we take care of stuff. And you don't need to know the nasty stuff that happens. Believe it or not, and again, we always focus on the positive. There's some nasty people out there that are in it about themselves. Hey, we're in this about we. Show us your we. We love it. Let's grow, right? That's what we say with Mr. Mello, and I'm trying to get that graphic up and done, and through rebranding, I'm all over the place right now. I realize we need to change our intro as well because we've changed the name of our show. You probably don't even realize it, and that's okay too, but that's my random tidbit of the day. Thank you for being here. Squirrel. Got all that through. Thank you for sharing, Jenna. We're going to come back to you if you don't mind. Jenna does another, I'm going to stick with you actually. She's got a live show yet tonight. And we'll hit the ground running immediately after she's done broadcasting here. Where can we see you for your live show, Jenna?
Yeah, so that's over on Instagram, and it's Sundays at 9, and that's Eastern time. So, yes.
Because it's like 2:30 in the afternoon right now, right? Over in your world? I'm totally joking.
I was going to say, wait, where do you think I am?
I'm totally joking. You're in California, aren't you?
No, I'm in Maryland, East Coast.
Oh, you're the opposite side. My
Yep.
bad. I told him Mello's over there just eating breakfast, so that's why. I mean, I made that connection. I apologize. You're in Maryland, and that makes sense. When I'll get through that. All right, Jess, tell us about your service and tell us about the mission you're on right now.
Yeah. So I served in the Army from 2002 to 5. I was a Cav Scout, so just kind of eyes and ears. Served a little over a year in Iraq. Very, very lucky to be here. Couple close calls. Just very thankful that I still have my arms and everything, that I can play music now, which brings me to like what I'm doing now. So after I got back from Iraq, I used music as my therapy, my mission, my purpose, just to kind of refocus myself and heal from the things that I kind of experienced while I was over there. So started writing songs, started playing music. Wasn't really good when I first started off, but it was a learning curve. So like eventually now I've been playing 20 years. So writing songs. It was actually in 2017 that I really had a really cool opportunity. So Creative Vets flew me out to Nashville, let me write with professional songwriters, and it just really opened my eyes to like what's possible with music. So actually before that point, I was almost ready to like kind of hang it up. Just like I wasn't inspired. I wasn't just I wasn't in a good spot. So like Creative Vets really saved me in multiple ways and just kept me playing music. And I'll be playing that song later tonight. So it's called Soldier Coming Home. But mission now is just helping other veterans realize like the healing power of music. So I'm also plugged in with Guitars for Vets. Just it helps veterans just process. I mean, you don't have to sing all the time. Like music itself is just so powerful. Just getting that guitar in your hands, resonating, like playing the certain chords, like just it can open some healing. So yeah, that's my mission now.
Love it. You've got 3 songs lined up for us.
Yeah.
Rescue Me, I've Been Where You're Going, and Soldier Coming Home. I think that's going to be kind of the grand finale. It's out there for people to hear. And you ready to roll with Rescue Me?
Yeah. I can start that off. So I wrote this song with Richard Casper and Brett Gillen. We kind of started off with just, I wanted to talk about who I was after the uniform came off, and it kind of evolved into this song. So here it is.
Streets, no one really sees me for who I really am. It's like I'm wearing camo, walking in the shadows and falling through the cracks. Wish I could go back, 'cause I can't even find myself. So how could anyone else? Supposed to be home, supposed to be free. What I really need is someone to rescue me. I've been searching high and low, but I come to the end of the road. And now I don't know where I stand. Who I was ain't who I am, 'cause I can't even find myself. So how could anyone else? Supposed to be home, supposed to be free. What I really need is someone to rescue me. Whoa, whoa. So how could anyone else? Supposed to be home, supposed to be free. 'Cause I can't even find myself. So how could anyone else? Supposed to be home, supposed to be free. What I really need. Supposed to be home, supposed to be free. What I really need is someone to rescue me. Is someone to rescue me. Is someone to rescue me.
That's Jeff Freeward with Rescue Me.
Thank you.
How much of is that lyric real to you, brother?
all of it. It's just the transition, getting home and just trying to pick up the pieces and things not going so well right away, you know. So I was on like a roller coaster more or less for like seven years or so. It wasn't pretty. I won't go into too many details, but like it wasn't good. And thankfully, I met my wife in 2015, like when I did, and she's like a huge piece of my recovery and just keeping me on the straight and narrow, you know. So
one of your first lines is, anyone see, I see you, brother, I see you.
thanks.
And I want people to know, and this isn't just for Jess, this is for the entire network. There's a reason why we have our green. And that's the point. And I know that some of our veterans and first responders want to stay behind the scenes, and they want to, you know, they want to continue to serve and do their pieces and not be recognized. And, you know, some people say thank you for your service, and, you know, some of our guys are like, well, stick it. And, you know, I get all those pieces, but our green won't go unseen. And the reality is that our brothers and sisters who have served, you need to realize that there is a team and network of people across the country that is here to help you through anything. I love that Jess has got his wife, and that was a life send. It sounds like we need better about picking up and leaving no one behind. So the next question I need to ask, Jess, do you feel like you've made it home finally?
I would say so. Through awesome organizations like Creative Vets, Guitars for Vets, also Operation Finally Home, many others too. I'm sure I'm forgetting some. Songwriting with Soldiers, but just kind of, yeah, just getting home was a process for sure. But I certainly feel much better now.
Well, welcome home, brother, and thank you for
Thanks.
your service, and thank you for your wanting and need and want to continue the mission. I mean, your music is your mission, and that song right there is a absolute pure indication of growth. And even Mr. Jerry Gilmore put it up here. It might be too far out. They put their little southern spin on it and say, you know, let's grow. It is a piece every single day. And again, it's easier to do that work when you know you have brothers and sisters beside you. I don't know how we lost Miss Jenna there, but we'll get her back in here. Unless did you kick yourself out, Jenna? Did you want to be gone? Amazing message in that song. Thank you for having it. I just had my so. What are we working on right now, Miss Carlton?
Oh, it's been a lot lately. I'm about to move, so moving to Jersey, and so I'm about to start a new job on Monday, and really my creative outlet has been writing, just writing about the transition experience and trying to communicate to people who are in that spot, that, like you mentioned in your song, Jesse, like finding their way home, like they just feel like they're stuck. And so I've been writing a lot, been writing a few articles for Task and Purpose, and that's kind of given me my purpose lately.
I thought that was, and I actually had kind of thought of the question because Jenna is running Millennial Veteran, which is literally the younger. I have a Millennial Veteran sitting, 20 feet from me right now. And I do believe that is the transition is a little different than, let's say, our Vietnam veteran and again, a lot of those people that have served have come from, like, we could say theater. I don't want to say we don't have a theater now, because there is places where our men and women are boots on the ground in danger because of their service. We've been through the gamut. But we've had the conversation where the discussion was different. World War II, World War I, Vietnam. Vietnam, it took you a week again to get from theater to home. I mean, within 24 hours, we're finding some of our service members can be in theater and are then on their front doorstep in these days because of transportation and how are we serving? What are the best ways that we can serve our millennials at this time, Jenna?
Yeah, I think, since the dawn of war, we kind of have the same issues with reintegration, with, PTSD, with just adapting, reintegrating into a new culture. And it's hard to say reintegrating because most of us were just, kids when we joined. So we've never been adults in society. But I understand your difference, the differences you're pointing out. And I think it's just each generation has a different means of healing. Like, how do we want to heal? I would say younger generations are more open to mental health and therapy, I would say. So just having the VA match those type of solutions to those kind of age-old issues.
One of the things we've been kind of working through across the country is, what VFWs and Legions have done for their membership over the years and what they represented, let's say even, 30 years to now, and how there's this old guard that is not necessarily as welcoming. And it's not that they're not as welcoming. I mean, I get that a lot of our service members of this era don't want to go sit in that smoky, 7-ounce. I don't know who drinks a 7-ounce beer, but I remember there was 7-ounce glasses at one time, and they drink a lot of them. But that's okay. The little tulip thing, but 33 ounces is what we got to do these days. And I know that some of our today veteran isn't interested in being part of that. What do you think those organizations can do to help be more receiving and welcoming of today's soldier? I can't say soldier because that only apparently accounts for Army. Our service member.
Yeah. There's so much different. Like, it's such a variety depending on the VFW, depending on the Legion, what you're going to walk in and see. I know a lot of them are centered around a bar, which you get the old timers there and all that. I mean, me and my husband, we joined our local Legion, and that's where I kind of came up with the name Millennial Veteran, because we realized we're the youngest ones here. But I think there is a lot of value that these places provide. There's a lot of resources. There's a lot of help with benefits, and a lot of them are understanding that they wanting to adapt to, draw in that younger crowd, and how can they do that? But it's very contingent on the location and what, like, my county is very, it's more of an older county. There's not a lot of younger veterans around here, so they're probably going to stick with what they've been doing. But if you're in a place where there's a lot of more your younger veterans, you're going to get more of a change. So I think those places are changing, and yeah.
Well, I appreciate that perspective. I mean, because then it is also, we hear the stories about, the VA did this or didn't do this, but then we hear great stories in other spaces that the VA is amazing and does. And again, I think it depends on the place, the leadership, what the investment is, who's investing, who's not investing, blah, blah, blah. So I appreciate that perspective. You were straight up not, well, they're all terrible. And I appreciate that, because there are amazing organizations doing amazing things. And let's be real, there's some organizations that are dropping the ball, and we'll get it figured out along the way. Miss Kimmer, you got something for us?
Hey, I would love to share right now. It's called I Forgot Who I Was When I Returned Home. I forgot who I was when I returned home. There was something different, as in a syndrome. I didn't understand, nor did those around me, because I was out. We thought I'd be free. I forgot who I was when I returned home. I lived as though as I was in a catacomb. There was no life. It was cold and dark. And as An unforeseen force had already embarked. I forgot who I was when I returned home. Things in my memory were forever sown. I was different, that was for sure, because of the things that I had endured. I forgot who I was when I returned home. I felt as though I was an ugly gnome. With new addictions, I became fast and furry. Looking back now, it's all kind of blurry. I forgot who I was when I came home. Since then, I have forever moaned. My life became such a complete mess. The things that I did, I cannot confess. I forgot who I was when I came home, sometimes not caring if my hair was combed. I went from a person with a lot of pride to a monster so bad that I wanted to die. I forgot who I was when I returned home. I forgot who I was when I returned home.
You always blow me away. That's your poem, Jess. That's yours. That's the story.
Wow. Yeah, that's powerful. Yeah. Very.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was
It's
very
like,
good.
drop the mic. Let's just go home now. We're all done, Kimmer. Thanks for ruining the rest of the show. We appreciate it. What a blessing. What a blessing you are to us, Miss Kimmer. And I am every single weekend in awe of your words. And I never get enough of it. I just want to share. And you might as well pitch that telephone book you got going on, too.
Okay, well, my latest book, this is the third one that I've written in a matter of a year and a half. It's called Continuing on My Healing Avenue. Now, I started writing for my own therapeutic reasoning. I tackle my PTSD, my MST, and everything in between and above and beyond. It's life, and it's life in your face. I get so many good reviews on my books because of the fact that it comes from my heart. There's nothing in it that's in much detail because I really don't want to trigger anyone, but at the same time, I don't hold nothing back. It's powerful. It's very powerful.
Just like Ms. Kimmer, I appreciate your heart, and I don't want to interrupt you, but I also want to say you're not responsible for other people's triggers. I think you are a modality that allows people to heal, and we've watched you even on our show, and even in the months then, even hearing your story. And if you haven't heard her story, I maybe one of the team can tell us what episode Miss Kimmer came on and shared her story. I don't have that in front of me right now, but go watch the episode and hear. And Miss Kimmer has no problem going and sharing where she's been, what she's done, and how she's battled through the pieces she needed to be where she's at today. And we fully 100% acknowledge her growth. And thank you.
Thank you.
Episode 172, Mark.
Thank you, Jonathan. So you can go to our YouTube channel and go to episode 172 and hear Miss Kimmer's story. And you will grow individually by hearing her story and knowing. I don't necessarily like walking through life and saying, I'm okay because I know others have it worse than me. I am okay. And I do know that other people have it worse than me. But again, don't let that moniker be your moniker. If you need help, if you need support, reach out to your brothers and sisters. And we'll give you an opportunity. You can do it right now, but we'll also do a call to action here in a minute that is going to put you in the spot to make sure you do that. Brian, did you have anything you wanted to offer tonight?
Absolutely. First of all, thank you, Kimmer. That was always inspiring. Thank you, Jesse, for your music. That was a great tune. I look forward to some more. Jenna, thanks for your perspective. I was recently down at a VFW in Key Largo out in Florida. And their event started a little bit earlier in the day. It started like 3 o'clock. It was music Sunday afternoon. So you had the bar inside. You had the, older vets in there doing their thing, but there was families outside. There was kids running around, and it was a nice mix of, different groups in the same place. And so I appreciate that some places can't do that, but there are some places that are. Looking back, my service was from 79 to 94. When I got out of the service, I was fortunate enough. I was in San Diego and I just stayed there. So it was kind of in a concentrated area, a lot of military, a lot of people getting out at the same time, a lot of still active duty in and around my area. And I think about it now, listening to other stories. If I had to come back to where I grew up here in Wisconsin, where it was much more diluted, and I didn't have access to other people that understood, what I was thinking and what I was feeling, it would have been a different story. So I feel very fortunate that I spent, 12 years after my service in that community, and it probably helped me get past a lot of stuff. So that's what I have for tonight. Thanks.
Thank you for sharing, Brian. And Brian is working with the People's Patriot Project to help create a more healthier lifestyle for all of us. And so it's one of the pillars we think it's important is, you take care of the health related issues, and you're going to feel better about yourself as well. So there'll be more about that to come up here soon. Jess, what are you working on right now?
My wife and I also write music together, so we have our first single coming out in May. So that's the newest thing. Just continuing to write songs, and I'm in a class at Vanderbilt right now to learn songwriting, connect with other veterans. It's a veteran-centric songwriting class, so help just learning little tips here and there, and just that's kind of what I'm doing right now. All music stuff, writing, releasing music, trying to make it a little bit more than a hobby. Trying to.
Well, when you drop that, it still counts as a veteran song to us. And so make sure we get access to that immediately, and we'll get it out there for the rest of the world to hear and see and be part of. Checking notes out real quick here. Are you ready to roll with your next song?
Yeah, for sure. So this one comes by Songwriting with Soldiers. So I get to write with Maya Sharp. She is so talented. Very lucky that we got to write this song. So like I shared with her, I guess kind of in light of sharing a little bit more, just what you were saying, Mark. I was diagnosed with PTSD and bipolar disorder, and I had a couple manic episodes that were just not pretty. I don't know if you know much about that, but just I shared that with Maya, and like now being on the other side of things, like seeing therapy, playing music, just staying on the straight and narrow, more or less. So I brought this idea, like I've been where you are, to help other veterans kind of get through the really tough things. And then Maya suggested I've been where you're going as the title, and we just kind of ran with that. And here it is. So.
Scouting out the enemy, calling back the lay of the land. Yeah, that was up to me. And now I see you coming, and and the gathering storm, and I know all too well what you're headed for. I wore out that terrain, covered that ground. If you're ready to hear it, let me tell you what I found. The sleepless nights and the rush you took too far, drinking and the smoking, forgetting who you are. Send up a signal, throw out a line, call me anytime, knowing that I've been where you're going. If you're anything like me, you gotta learn the hard way. You think no one understands, well, I might know what to say. The world is heavy as hell, no light is breaking through. Oh, when you don't trust yourself, well, I might know what to do. 'Cause I wore out that terrain, I covered that ground. If you're ready to hear it, let me tell you what I found. The sleepless nights and the rush you took too far, drinking and the smoking, forgetting who you are. Send up a signal, throw out a line, call me anytime, knowing that I've been where you're going. And man, where you're going, what you're doing, they're just trying to love you, but you're pushing them away. The isolation, the desperation, you had to hit rock bottom to know something had to change. With those sleepless nights and the rush you took too far, the drinking and the smoking, wherever you are, send up a signal, throw out a line, call me anytime, knowing that I've been where you're going. I've already been where you're going.
Thank you.
That's Jess Freeberg with I've Been Where You're Going. That is the biggest part of the message, I think, in the fact that I think it's important to share or let people know we know where you've been, we know where you're going. It doesn't mean that we know what is affecting you and how it's affecting you. And I think that's important to share that piece. Everyone, like I said earlier, eats their cereal in the way that they want to eat their cereal. And that's you're going to experience things, and what affects me is not going to affect you in the exact same way, and vice versa. And so sometimes it's the conversation that we need to have. How can we most effectively serve and support you? And no one knows that. No one knows that until you share it. And I'm not saying you need to share it globally. I'm not saying you need to get on social media and spill it all out there. There are people that are willing to listen to you. If you want that piece where it's not, and I shared this with Jess earlier, is that it doesn't. If you want someone out of your current demographic, your space to share, reach out to one of the organizations that is committed to being boots on the ground. We're not spilling your stuff out there anywhere. We are having a one-on-one dialogue with you and or your brother and sister that needs the help and support. And it doesn't matter how big and how small, because for a day, one moment, one time, what might seem like a tiny little thing could be big for some others. And so we're here to lighten that load. Make sure you're reaching out if you need it. And if you don't, maybe you can be part of continuing the mission and being there to support others that might be in that need and in that space. What is next, Miss Carlton? What is the big picture? Where are we going? What do you need? How can we support you?
Oh, yeah, that's a loaded question. You know, I'm just hoping to continue to bring light to the struggles after we get out. However that looks, I'm not sure. Just continuing to have conversations like this, trying to get the workbook into as many veteran hands as I can, and yeah, as long as I'm still doing that, I think whatever's next will just come.
Well, we appreciate you. We appreciate you seeing a need and a purpose, and whatever we can do to help push your message and get the information out there to more people who are in need of the services and support that you provide. Please, 100%, make sure that you let us know what those pieces are. And again, I'd like to do a quick shout out again to Mr. Mello and the amazing job he does with Contagion Effect and bringing on guests like Miss Carlton and many others. We've got a great relationship with Eric, and again, we're not cherry picking guests, and that's not the. Mr. Mello knows where we stand, and we know where he stands. And again, bottom line, it is let's get the message out, let's share, and it is. Sorry, I got distracted. Squirrel. I was reading a note. Sorry, not for me. Someone else might need it. Boom. I'm lost for a moment. I'm in space, but what do we do? Lots of things going on, moving objects. It just seems like this flow of tonight's show is going, which is good. It's good because we've almost reached our entire content, and we have said, well, we never do a 1 hour show anymore. But we got more people on here tonight than we've had in a long time, and we're getting through it. What am I missing, guys? Am I missing anything?
Beautiful bald head. I'll ship you a razor.
I'm not ready for that, Jonathan. I'm not ready for that.
No, I think everything's just it just is going smooth tonight, man. Not that they don't usually go smooth, but
it's always a chaotic wreck, and it's just these amazing guests that we got here tonight. Well, then the question is next to Mr. Jess. Tacos are food too. You are 100% accurate. I don't know why that's even a question. There's an organization we belong to, Miss Eichmann and myself, and we go to this national convention every year. And there's an argument because it's not an argument. It is what it is, but they don't want to have the alcoholic type beverages on the convention floor. And there's a caucus called the Beer Caucus that they have shirts that say beer is food as well. I have zero arguments to that. There's a sandwich in every can, in my opinion. And so I don't think there's anyone sniffing glasses at that convention. So I think if you had the right, what is it? Are we going Stanley right now? Is that who doesn't have a Stanley Cup? Oh, none of us have a Stanley Cup. Are you? Okay. All right. Oh, branding and everything. I love it, Jonathan. Boom. We are working diligently to get the WeP3 store up. We've not done a great job with that. Mr. Eichmann, why don't you share one of our are we ready to do that?
Yeah. I got this first. This is for Jeremy. Today I'll exercise. Today I'll taco. There you go, Jeremy.
Perfect.
That is daily.
Perfect.
I think he would like that.
That's his morning affirmations.
Yeah, I'll send that to you, Jeremy. You can put that right on your refrigerator, your bathroom mirror, your whatever bedroom door, wherever you look first. You can have your tacos. All right, guys, I have my own creative touch in Canva, no less. I don't like taking the time. Not that I don't like making it. It just takes me a long time. But I made this little. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Everything froze on me.
There you go. Just keep talking. I got you.
Oh, can you put it up for me, please? Thank you. Okay, so these bottle breachers in the background here, they are 50 caliber bottle openers, and we have some left. So you could be the cool kid on the block. Just order one from us. We'll ship it right to you. It's just $35 for all that awesomeness, which I spelled wrong. That's awesome. With an E. I'll put an awesome with an E. You guys didn't even know, so I still have an A-. All right. And then also I added where I see I should have brought my words forward. But anyway, we are taking sponsors for our newsletter, and we have quite a few, and I didn't get time to put that page in here because I wanted to share it as well. We do have Kimmer and I put together a price reference right there. So a quarter page for the monthly newsletter is $10, which I don't know where my second cents. It's just $10. You won't get charged extra cents. A half page is $25 for the month. That is, you send me what you want on the half page and we'll put it in there. And then it's $50 will get you a full page, and your full page will look like this. You can put what you want in there, and we will just, well, I mean, I'm probably going to proofread it and make sure it's follows the People's Patriot Project. We're a PG. I'm sorry, that's my dogs. We're a PG family, and so yeah, don't send me pictures that can't go on it, and yeah, all that good stuff. Just get in touch with us. I have no mouse right now, so I can't change things, but that's what we got going on right now. For our bottle breacher, I wish I had one in my hand, but I'm upstairs today. Look at that.
This is a 50 cal once fired round. Granted, it's been reconstructed to put the round back on, but it is a bottle opener, and there is options. I didn't get a chance to reach out to Mr. Wall this week, but there is a frag grenade option as well, and he is giving a discount at his store if you go to bottlebreacher.com, and he is helping support the People's Patriot Project and what we're doing. And Derek Iozio is an amazing support of the People's Patriot Project. Again, many times the guests that we have on are because of Derek Iozio. Miss Kimmer is her own person, but yet a byproduct of Derek Iozio and what he's done. And we appreciate all the work and effort he has. And he is family, man. We're family. It is what it is. We enjoy it. We love growing it, and we like being part of it. And so what an amazing tool to get in. I haven't found a bottle yet that this won't get into. So if you have any need to get into,
but all else fails, you can just
a lot of them are twist off now, but I still use it on the twist offs just so I can make sure I have people seeing me use it. So
I have this this here if you want to take a second, Mark, to talk about it. or I can, whichever.
Run with it, bro. There
So
it
we were
is.
talking about Scotty Frazier yesterday, earlier.
Yes.
And this is his event next weekend in Houston. If you're in the area, this is 12 to 4. It's a diaper drive. So there's going to be, I know, Scotty and Tucker, personally, great guys. I'm sure the other musicians on board with Scotty are going to be just as amazing as they are. But if you're out in the Houston area next weekend, be sure to drop on by Pitch 25 and check them out.
Absolutely. Mr. Frazier invited us to come down there for that event, and I didn't mean to put him off, and I didn't mean to not. And we've been that busy, that full, and then we sadly and unfortunately have to say no to some things, and we've reached that limit at this point. So we appreciate everything Scotty does down in Texas with Sergeant Records and his mission to make a difference as well. So, yes. What can we do to be supporting you, and what's next for you? And who left?
Andrea.
Miss Eichmann left. What's next for you, brother?
Yeah. Just trying to keep music in my life as much as possible. So like I wanna play out more, just wanna record more. Just it's tough working a full-time job and then also like trying to make time for music, also with a family too. So yeah, I as far as supporting me, if you know any producers that would be willing to help me record, that would be huge. Yeah, other than that, I don't think I got anything right now.
We got you, bro. We
Yeah.
got you. Awesome. And we have our finale song from you. This is
Yes.
one people can go out and grab, isn't it?
Yes. So it's called Soldier Coming Home. This is the one I was talking about earlier with Creative Vets. So yeah, I was paired with Martin McDaniel, Adam Fears, and then Richard Casper. I kind of just wanted to talk about sometimes like the dichotomy or like the two sides of the coin. So the really tough things that you experience when you come back, but also the good on the same side. So like leaving some space for both. So this is called Soldier Coming Home.
Sun shining on a small town parade, celebrating me coming home today. Told a couple stories for the evening news, shook a few hands, got a few thank you. Got to hold my baby girl for the very first time. She got her eyes like her mama's and her nose like mine. Feels good to be standing on the southern ground till the desert finds its way back around. So I fake a smile, put on the front. Can't forget these things I've done. My life was changed for Uncle Sam. This war goes on for who I am. The hell I seen just shakes me now. The business end of that 50 cal in a room full of people feel alone. just playing the part of a soldier coming home. Not the man I used to be, but this guy in the mirror still looks like me. It's hard to act like things ain't changed, but I'm a leading role in a make-believe game. So I fake a smile, put on a front. Can't forget these things I've done. My life was changed for Uncle Sam. This war goes on. Who I am, the hell I sing just shakes me now. The business end of that 50 cal in a room full of people feel alone. Just playing the part of a soldier coming home. Coming home. 'Cause the hell I see just shakes me now. The business end of that 50 cal in a room full of people feel alone. Just playing the part of a soldier coming home. Still playing the part of a soldier coming home. Sun shining on a small town parade, celebrating me coming home today.
That's just free word with Soldier Coming Home.
Thank you. Yeah, so I actually got to record that back in, well, released it back in November on Veterans Day. So yeah, it's all on Spotify and all that good stuff now. So it's more of a electric version that's on that, but I like playing it.
As you should. It's I don't know why I'm always blown away. I mean, like, I get these feels during our show when the musicians we have on, and this is no exception, where it's just like, gosh, it's the proud papa moments. I mean, I don't get ownership of any of this other than the fact that we get to put together a show that people get to hear amazing music and hear amazing people doing amazing things. And it's just like, gosh, I have a front seat experience in this all being put together. The amazing event that Jonathan and his team down in Louisiana for the Shock and Awe Fest down in Thibodaux. Again, a proud papa moment where I get to sit and watch amazing people take care, help, support, zero judgment, finding positivity, finding great messages, and it's a gee moment again. Thank you for being here, Jess. Thank you for being here, Jenna. We have been blessed by you guys and all of our listeners as well, to get to hear your message and your craft, Mr. Freeword.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Happy to be here.
Outstanding. Well, we've come to that place in time where we get to start ramping down the show, but there's always a final message and a perspective that each and every one of us may have that not all of us may have taken the moment to see and be about. There's a couple things that I wanted to mention in the last couple of shows. We did kind of launch a couple of, well, we always have our main call to action, but I also challenged everyone to put in their space a card or to write I don't know, I just happen to have a pink marker, and this isn't great graphic, but what are you doing? my perspective. My team doesn't always agree with me, but if you're doing nothing, then you're part of the problem. Find something, and it can be anything. But first of all, make sure you're taking care of yourself. Self-care, working on your mental, working on your education, working on your health, work on those pieces, and make sure you're in a place where, no one's going to come in your back door, so to speak. And when I say that mental message piece, the other challenge that we do weekly is everyone's got a device on them, with them, around them. Some of you may be watching the show on your device, and that's fine if you want to sit and listen to the show until that's over. But I'm going to challenge you. It's not a challenge. It's actually a call to action. There's a difference. A challenge is something like maybe you can think of. I don't want you to think about this. I want you to reach out to 6 people in your contact list and say, hey, I was just thinking about you. I don't know if I don't get to tell Jenna what to do. And so that's just an idea. But again, when you're help supporting other people and you are serving, I believe that is therapeutic. It'd be kind of cool that maybe in something like this, there could be like little tick marks in it at some place saying, I reached out to someone today. And we've had, and you've heard this narrative before, so I apologize for those who have heard it already, but we do have people come on and think it's really important to do push-ups, 22 push-ups to support veterans. And we do have people come on and say, hogwash, push-ups don't do anything. Okay, it doesn't matter. I'm sorry. Let's not tear our brothers and sisters down. If it doesn't mean anything to you, perfect. What are you doing? Back to the card. What are you doing? If push-ups is your mode, go and do your 22 push-ups and make a difference. If ruck marching is your mode, go do you. It takes you, and I've timed it, 36 seconds, cut and paste, was just thinking about you, send it to 6 different people. Now, yes, our mission is veterans and first responders. I'm asking you to do anyone in your contact list because of I don't want to call it a pandemic, but the number of people that are dealing with social, emotional, and mental disorders, or things that are the bad dude is slipping in somehow, somewhere, someplace. And just to say, I'm thinking about you, I know that makes me feel good. And people do it regularly. I don't know if they're doing it because of our call of action. We do it regularly to people. I told Jess, be prepared, man. You've been in our network for a day now, but you're going to hear from us because we're going to reach out to you, and we want to make sure you're good and going. And if you're not good and going, let us know, man. Little tiny pieces. 6 people. I held up one hand. This extra 6 person, I challenge you to reach out to that one relationship that you thought is dead and gone, that you don't think you can resurrect. That's a challenge. That's the tough one. Now, I'm not necessarily asking you to reach out to your ex-boyfriend or girlfriend. That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking you to reach out to that one that there was a misunderstanding and I can tell you, I got a regret in my life, and the best man, I was his best man. He would have been my best man if he wasn't out in a nuclear sub. I literally sat and watched him drink himself to death because of his mode. And that's on me a little bit. I don't carry it. I don't own it. I don't live on it daily, but if I would have reached out to him because I was angry at him because this is the route, we might be in a different place today. We might be. And I don't think you should live through life on the coulda, woulda, shoulda stuff. And so reach out to that tough one. We always let Jonathan end the final segment. And what is your takeaway for today?
Right before the show, I kind of went across something on Facebook. It was a memory from a year ago. And I'm not really. It's not that I don't have a purpose right now. It's just for the last few months, everything's been so purpose driven and focused on one thing, and now it's over. So I'm struggling a little bit. But anyways, the post is Abraham Lincoln once said that if we magnified our successes as much as we magnified our disappointments, we'd all be much happier. And sometimes when it comes to growth, we are our biggest enemies. We beat ourselves up over every failure and don't take the time to acknowledge our success. Take the time today to find your happiness and to acknowledge your success and how far you've come. And just thinking 2 years ago, it was Bourbon Battle Buddies was an idea, and just starting a little Facebook outreach group, and now we're here doing all this. It's somewhere I never thought I'd be, but I just appreciate the opportunity to be here. And Jess, a lot of your music tonight kind of speaks to me on a personal level, so I appreciate you as well.
Jonathan, I got to tell you, we appreciate you, man. And it's okay to take that break. I know it kind of goes back to Just Second song. I've been where you're going, and you did an amazing job on the event down in Louisiana, and it's good for you to get a break. Thank you for all you've done, man. Mr. Kinzer, anything in closing, bro?
Yeah, just we all know that we want to be healthier, we want to live longer. We all know that we want to support People's Patriot Project. So check out some of our stuff on the webpage, and we've got a conduit to help you do both of that. So come check us out or reach out to Andrew.
Thank you, Mr. Kinzer. Jess, anything in closing, brother?
Just thank you for having me. Appreciate you all listening. Yeah, just thank you for being such a great host, and appreciate it.
We appreciate you, brother. Thank you for being here tonight.
Yeah.
Miss Kimmer.
Oh, I want to thank our guests. They were awesome tonight. I'm looking forward to reading the workbook myself. But I like to close up with something that I wrote. I'm beginning to feel this battle I have already won. I'm accepting this new horizon of courage I have found. I'm breaking the chains of my past that had me bound, that I allowed to keep me in my prison that kept me down. But now I'm growing in all areas from help all around. There's a male intern sitting on my sessions with Nicole. I would have never believed it. I would never have believed you if I were told that with Darrell setting in, I could take back control from MST traumas caused by a man and feel consoled. Just from him being there by my request, details now I'm willing to have addressed, the pain, the emotions that I've kept compressed, and I am thankful for the time that he's willing to invest. I'm not sure how it affects him as he's in training, but I hope he knows that power and courage is what I'm gaining. Along with him, knowledge I hope is what he's attaining, because now with this open door, I will no longer be retaining my fears, my tears, and my other emotions too. I'll no longer hold back, because this is something I want to do. To tackle this area where I feel like I haven't yet grown. With him and Nicole, my soul, I will be able to soothe. I always thought I needed to understand why that man, my drill sergeant, that was more than an ally, could do what he did, that in silence made me cry and caused me to change my life and to become crucified. I no longer feel, though, as I need an answer of why he did what he did, that sick bastard. It's my turn now to become the advancer, to take charge of my life and not by being a chancer. This is really something, a walk-off home run. I now feel it can and will be done. No longer from this trauma will I run. I'm beginning to feel that this battle I have already won.
That is amazing.
You're a champion, Miss Gwinner. You're a champion. You are a freaking champion. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jenna, sorry, not sorry. You get to go after that.
Wow. Miss Kimmer, thank you so much. That's what I was gonna say. That one of my highlights was just the emotions that this whole show has brought on, between your poems and also Jesse's songs. And I just owe it to everyone who's on this panel and who runs this show, because you're providing this space where people feel comfortable to do that. And it's just incredible. And I feel like I'm emotional, but thank you guys so much for providing this space. It's very powerful.
You be emotional, girl. You get her, man. We
I'm
know you're
serious.
doing the work.
I'm not an easy crier either, but yeah.
You keep doing your work, and we got you. How's that? I want everyone to know you're all welcome here at any given time on this platform and in the space. And so, if you ever want to share news, stories, stuff, you're always welcome. We're here every Sunday at 1800. Miss Eichmann.
Yeah. So Kimmer, thanks. That kind of pulled things out tonight. I'm gonna echo Jenna. This is an emotional one, and I think we've had some shows that haven't quite pulled like this one did, and I don't know what it is. We've had some amazing people on. Don't get me wrong. This mix really puts it together, and I think we say it every time. We don't necessarily plan our guests, but when they mix, match, and mold like tonight they did, and like other times in the past, it's just such an incredible experience. So thank you to both for being on here, and we'll be in your camps and howling around. Peterson already admitted to creeping around your Facebook, your pages. So there will be more of that. Thank you both so much for sharing your openness and your humbleness. It's touching. So thank you very much for that. I do want to let everybody know that next week, and please bear with me because my computer, at least I can move my mouse right now. Next week, we have got Jason Pike coming on, sharing what he has written. And then we have a musician, Stephen Cochran, coming on as well, which will all be a very exciting show. If you guys need anything ever, seriously, just reach out. We are here. Derek is always here. You can find him in our newsletter. You can find him at Catch 22. Kimmer's tied up in that as well. If you can't get Derek, you can get Kimmer. You can get any of us, and we're always here for you. So please don't ever hesitate. If you just want to talk, if you just want someone to listen, if you really need something outside of that, it doesn't matter. That's why we're here. So with that, I wish you all a wonderful week. And rock on.
I have one more thing.
Yes.
And just share the link in the chat. If you go to this link and follow Millennial Veteran right now, Jenna's got a busy Sunday because in about an hour she's going to be starting her own show, and you can check her out via this Instagram link right here. So y'all make sure and go check it out, and hopefully we'll see you there.
What a gifted and blessed, and we appreciate the accolades. And at some point, I never want to get used to it. But I told Jess at the beginning of, and normally I try not to share this, something magical usually happens in our show. We got everyone mixed up here again. That's fine. Something magical usually happens during our show. And Andrea already alluded to it. We have no control over that. And there's always a connection. And listen to Miss Kimmer's poetry. compared with Mr. Freeward's music, listening to Jenna and her mission and her passion just melded just this amazing, beautiful relationship again. And that is what our shock and awe is. People want to know what is shock and awe. And again, it's real easy to teach shock and awe when you are in the artillery world, because when a round goes off by you and it takes the air out of your lungs, and it's the shock of the explosion deafens you and you can't see, that becomes the shock and awe. And a lot of people ask, okay, well, where does that apply into our space and what we're doing? Well, we are attacking the invisible, the silent, and the deadly enemies of our veterans and first responders. We, the people on this show, are the shock and awe that will take out those demons. You listening to this show are part of that shock and awe. Grow it, build it, let's get her done. We changed the verbiage of PTSD to PTS growth, or post-traumatic growth. We changed the verbiage of let's go to let's grow, with whether it's a GROW or GRAUEX for those in the South. We've been blessed by our guests. We've been blessed by the people that have been here to be part of the conversation in the show. Thank you for everyone that's been here tonight. We appreciate you, and we will see you tomorrow at 4:30. Go check out Jenna tonight. Tomorrow at 4:30, you'll hear us at our debrief where we're talking specifically about what the People's Patriot Project is doing. And then next week, we got your 6 at 6 Patriot. Well, that's not Patriot Playtime. Sorry. I blew it. We'll get through it. Thank you, everyone who's been here tonight. We'll see you when the smoke clears. Patriot Pride.